What up, dudes from beautiful Cabo Rojo, Puerto Rico. So looking at this fastball, been getting a lot of questions about my four-seam fastball, and obviously being a four-seam, guy that's trying to put the ball up in the zone and get, what do they call it, vertical hop, vertical ride, whatever. What I'm trying to do, and this is something that I've worked on a lot in the past couple seasons, is how can I influence as much force behind the baseball, and how can I influence as much RPMs, right? So not that spin rate is like the end all be all. Obviously you want a high efficiency fastball if you're going to be someone that throws up in the zone. So something that I've done that I've found a little bit of success with is putting my two fingers a little bit closer. I used to be a little bit further apart, and kind of centered it to where it's centered in the middle of the baseball and behind the baseball. But also a major piece too is like the high seam, low seam. So what you see here around this horseshoe is that the seam goes up as it goes towards the center, and it goes down this way. And if you flipped it on this horseshoe, the seam goes down and then goes up. So I use the high seam on this side. So my middle finger, being a little bit longer than my index, will put right on that high seam, and then my index will then go place right on that low seam. So what happens here is now that they're somewhat evenly matched, and I'm hooking kind of the middle, how there's like two layers here to the seam. I'm hooking the first one here. So I'm not hooking both seams like this, and I'm not pressing down, but I'm hooking that first seam. So then if you watch like slow-mo pitch design at ball release, you can see that the ball will slide and then really get pulled on by those two fingers. Instead, I used to kind of be, crevices over the seam, and you'd see that at design video that you're not really getting a whole lot of seam there when you go into release. So I like to either go under it or feel that I can like hook that first layer with both fingers. And for me, I'm trying to feel that like my finger pressure is even, like 50-50 with both fingers. Because sometimes, in a game things speed up, and I'll maybe get a little bit over anxious or overexcited and press down a little bit too hard on one finger. And you'll look at the data after the outing, and like the fastball efficiency is way down and whatever. So that's kind of where I'm at now with my fastball. This ring finger, I'm a little bit different. I've always used my ring finger as kind of just a placement guide. A lot of people can like tuck and get their ring finger out of the way. This, I think, is something that will affect the total spin of the ball, because there is placement there. And ideally you would want, as much force behind like the center of the baseball. And for the thumb, a lot of people ask questions about the thumb. For me, I'm in the middle. So like my two fingers here, my thumb is going to be somewhat in the middle of those two fingers. And, I've played around with thumb tucking, and just for me, it doesn't come out good. So I know for a fact that I can get to 97 to 100% spin efficiency with this particular grip, spinning around 23, 24, and get about, anywhere from 18 to 20 inches of vertical with this.